Eric Sheptock, the homeless advocate, coming at you again. Now, for the past couple years, we've been hearing a lot of talk about how Black Lives Matter, a point that I can definitely relate to for the obvious reason. But I got a news flash for you. Homeless lives matter too. So no matter where you live, I'm pretty sure you've seen homeless people lying on the street, living in tents, going to soup kitchens. And I need to ask you, what is your reaction when you see these people? Do you think to yourself, well, they made missteps that got them there, they were heavy drinkers, they were drug users, they did something wrong, they didn't pay their rent? Well, I need to ask you, even if they made some missteps in life, does that mean they don't deserve to live, that they don't deserve the basic necessities of life? Or shall we help them? What are your thoughts when you see them? And what do you plan to do in order to help them, if anything? So, no matter where you live, I would admonish you to reach out to the homeless people and to reach out to the service providers and to see what you can do to help them, because it seems to me that while Black lives matter, while animals' lives matter, that we just denigrate the homeless and we just push them down and we don't try to understand their situation. Well, let me tell you what it's like to be in a homeless shelter. Now, have you ever been to a meat locker? Or if you haven't been inside of one, you've probably seen one on TV. And you see how the meat just gets put on racks and just hung there. Well, that's kind of what it's like being in a homeless shelter. People get warehoused. They get put on racks on these steel bunks that can be somewhat uncomfortable. And so we just warehouse them. We don't do anything to really help them out of the situation. And so we need to do better as a society. I mean, we have so much wealth the world over. We have more than enough for everybody. And yet, we still have people in need. We still have people that can't get their hands on the basic necessities of life. Or if they do, it's through some type of social service that decreases their humanity, that gives them rules that people in other walks of life don't have to deal with. I mean, I've been to places where I meet somebody that I know, and I go to give them a hug, and I have staff telling me, oh no, we can't do that here. It's like, it's part of the human experience. Or they go outside to smoke a cigarette right in front of the shelter, and they get told, oh, you can't stand here. It's like, who else who smokes cigarettes can't stand in front of their own house or their own residence, their own apartment building, and smoke a cigarette? We get all kinds of rules that folk in other walks of life don't have to deal with. And that's why some of them stay on the street, because cities tend to have about half the capacity of shelter as what they have homeless people. And it's because many of the homeless don't want to go inside of the shelter because the staff in the shelter dehumanize them. The staff talk down at them. They get all these uncanny rules. And being homeless, it's very hard to get out, because oftentimes you have to spend so much of your day just trying to get food. You may spend 3, 4, 5 hours a day just getting food. You have to walk to the soup kitchen, then you have to walk back from the soup kitchen 2 or 3 times a day. You have to skip a meal in order to look for a job. You may have to go all day without eating in order to go to work or to do a job search, because the kitchens are open at times that you would normally be at work. And so the next time you see a homeless person, I want you to look at them differently and realize that their situation is not entirely of their own doing. It might have been initially, but once you get in, it's hard to get out. It's like being in the Roach Motel. You check in, but you don't check out.